Yay. Okay, so welcome to yoga with me. I think it's our 9th class, maybe 8th, I'm not sure. Maybe 10th. Lost track, but shout out to the Hines family for for always being here and very supportive. Today we have a nice mellow practice with some fun balancing poses. That it's okay if we all fall because we'll just stand right back up. So yeah, so we're all gonna start lying down on our mats. And I'm gonna start with my feet together in butterfly position and just let that passive stretch work. Good, so gravity's just gonna take your knees down as far as they can go. You can relax your arms above your head in a little cactus position, or you can just let them be on your chest, on your tummy. And move the screen down a little bit. Great. Close your eyes. Make your eyelids feel nice and heavy. Inhale really nice and big. Feel your tummy rise, chest expand, lungs fill up as much as they can. Hold for 1 second at the top of that inhale and then exhale. Sigh out audibly, releasing some heat, some tension. Inhale again, lungs expand, belly will rise. It's okay if your spine comes off the mat, and then exhale, empty out the tank. Let's do 2 more like that. Inhale, big, big, big. Hold, and then exhale. Like a deflating balloon almost. Inhale, big. And then exhale. Yeah, I know that's not a natural way to breathe. So today for our practice, that just served to cleanse a little bit. Today for our practice, we're gonna focus on Ujjayi breath, or victorious breath. I like this because it sounds like an ocean wave crashing. It's inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose as well. You'll feel the back of your throat constrict a little bit. That engages your vagus nerve. That's the 10th cranial nerve, and that helps you relax. It engages your parasympathetic nervous system. There you go. So throughout your practice, I'll remind you of that victorious breath. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose as well. We're going to focus on guiding our movement with our breath today. Breathing into spots of tension, mentally, emotionally, and also physically. So take a couple of breaths just in silence. Bring your attention to your breath. If there's an intention that you'd like to set for your practice today, you can do that. Something that you want to let go, something that you want to bring to light for this practice, you can do that now. So just take a couple of deep breaths. Just how you're breathing right now in a state of peace and tranquility and stillness, that breath shouldn't change when we're moving, and maybe the pose is a little bit difficult. So try to come back to that. If your arms are above your head or on your tummy, place them in a T position by your side. I'm gonna move a little bit to have more room. I'm gonna bring my knees together and then tuck my tailbone so that my lumbar spine is flat against the floor. I'm hollowing out my spine. Bring your shins parallel to the ground. So now I'm in an active position. I'm drawing my belly button to the ground and pressing into the floor with my palms. You can flex or point the feet, just keep them active. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, bring your knees to hover towards the left side. Freeze. Check that both of the shoulders are drilled into the ground, or trying to. Inhale, knees back to center. Exhale over to the right. Hover. This will be a little spinal twist and maybe a shoulder stretch. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the left. Hold a bit here. Control, try not to let them touch the ground, and inhale back to center. Exhale over to the right. Inhale back to center. Try some more. Exhale, come on over to the left. Inhale to the right. And exhale to the left. Bring the knees back to center and give them a nice hug. Lift your shoulders off the ground. Bring your forehead to your knees. Squeeze, and then exhale, release. Feet to the ground, hands to the ground. And then just let your knees go side to side. This time, no need to hold tension anywhere. Just let the legs flip-flop. Aiming the knees towards the ground. Good. Inhaling and exhaling as you move through this. So we're gonna try this same thing again. We have our visitor coming in. Dad, you can step through. We're gonna try the same thing again, this time with our legs extended. If that's a little too difficult, you can keep the legs bent. So let the hands onto the ground. Straighten your legs. Sorry, guys. Straighten your legs towards us. Flex your feet this time. Press the hands into the ground. Take a big inhale and exhale over to the left. Hovering off of the ground. Now it's a little harder to keep the shoulder on the ground, but really focus on that. Inhale back to center. And exhale over to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the right, or left. Building some tension in the core. Inhale back to center. And exhale over to the right. Twice more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale back up. And exhale over to the right. Inhale back up. And exhale, come into a little ball. Good, let's hold on to the right knee and extend the left leg. Let the foot drop onto the floor. So this is a passive relaxed position. You're squeezing the right knee in towards your chest. And then you're gonna exhale, guide that knee over to the left with the right hand, spinal twist. Again, try to draw that right shoulder to the ground. Take your gaze to your right hand and press down on that left knee. Inhale, bring the knee back to center. Give it a good squeeze. And then extend the leg and bring the knee towards your chest. Inhale. And exhale, guide that leg over and twist. Draw your gaze over to the left side. There should be a line of energy from your fingertips to your knee. come back to center. This time, bring your right knee in. So now you're in a little hug. And we're gonna start off with a happy baby. So I usually like to end this way, but I thought why not start this way this time. We warmed up a little bit. Draw your belly button to the ground as you pull your knees past the armpits. Let's sway side to side like a happy baby. Good. Now bring the knees together, let go of the feet and grabs the back of your thigh. Rock back and forth like a little boat. Control these rocks, almost like if you're coming into boat pose. So each rock, make a little bit slower and try to hold the top for 1 second. Freeze, and then back down. Freeze, and then back down. Let's do one more roll and freeze at the top in boat. Good, you guys are all pros. So boat can be feet on the ground, knees bent, or legs extended. Nice. Breathe. Breathe. Drop the toes on the ground. Inhale, reach the arms long. And exhale, forward. The family is not helping over here. They are misbehaving, so I'm sorry that I'm laughing. Inhale, extend the spine, keep on grabbing onto the toes. So this is almost like a halfway lift that we do when we're standing, but we're doing it sitting down. You should feel the strength, the stretching and lengthening of the hamstrings. Inhale, lift the chest a little bit higher, and then exhale, forward fold a little bit deeper. You can grab on to the backs of your feet or to your ankles or calves. Do that. Let your head hang heavy. That'll feel like a nice stretch for the back of the neck and maybe into the spine. Those supporting postural muscles that keep us standing up nice and straight. Inhale, roll up one vertebrae at a time. Let the neck be the last thing to come up. Or slowly unroll. Let's crisscross our legs and come to a tabletop position. So I'll scoot back onto the mat now. So in tabletop, this is just our transitional pose for this. We're gonna curl our toes underneath ours and then shoot your hips back to support onto the heels. Good, so I know that I'm feeling that on the bottom of my feet. If you're not, you can bring your knees a little bit forward and then get a little bit more of an intense stretch on the toes and the bottoms of the calf. Inhale, interlace your hands like this and then press the palms to the sky. Giving a shoulder stretch, lat stretch. Keep the rib cage down. Good. The arms are distracting from the feet a little bit. Let go of that grip. Place your hands onto the mat and then tap the tops of your feet. Got a little distraction there. Let's keep our knees onto the mat and our hips right on top of them. I'm going to reach my arms forward and come into a puppy pose. So in puppy, I'm going to reach as long as I can and try to rest my forehead on the mat. If this feels too intense, you can always do child's pose, but we're going for a deep shoulder opener here. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. If you lost The awareness of the breath, bring it back here. Inhale, positivity and light and warmth, and exhale, tension. Bring your palms right by your face and go ahead and press up into that tabletop position. We're gonna move through a couple of cat-cows. We're gonna inhale, look up, drop the belly. If you wanna lean forward or lean back in this, you can add any other natural movements that feel good for you. Exhale, curl in. I like to lean back a little bit so that I get a nice pull of the shoulders. Inhale, look up, curl that spine, let the belly drop. And exhale, press the tops of your feet into the ground. Inhale, look up. And exhale, curl in. Inhale, look up. And exhale, curl in. Let's do one more cat-cow. And hold in this tabletop. So now we're gonna do cat-cow, but to the side. So you're gonna inhale, look at your feet or behind you, and then exhale, look the other way. So you're just getting a stretch along your side body, maybe even into your glute. It's kind of funny, but it's nice. Stretches you a little bit, loosens up the spine more. You make sure you're looking back to get a little extra stretch in the neck too. Good, now come back to tabletop. Curl the toes again. And exhale, shoot your hips back and come back to this sitting position. I know. A little bit of uncomfort is always good to help us grow. So this time we're gonna interlace our hands behind our back and draw our shoulder blades together and down. So another type of shoulder opener here. This is more for our chest. For all of us that hunched over, and keep that bad posture. If this is too much for your feet, you can always uncurl the toes, but we're just gonna hold here for just a little bit longer. If you wanna make this a little bit more intense, you can draw your gaze towards the ceiling. And then roll back up, release the grip, come back to tabletop and tap those toes. We won't be in that position again. Let's get two more cat-cows. Inhale up. And exhale back. Inhale up. And exhale back. Curl the toes underneath you. Take a big inhale and then exhale, lift the hips up high, extend the knees, and bring the hips back for our first downward dog. We're gonna focus on pressing into the ground, lifting, almost if our hands were feet, we're gonna lift off of the ground. When I say like, try not to sink into the wrist, you're pulling out of the wrist. Aim that chest towards your knees. And bring your gaze to toes or the belly button and feel that stretch in the neck. Go ahead and take your hips right to left, wagging your tail. You can even pivot onto the sides of your feet if you want an extra lat stretch there. I really get to feel that in the lap. I don't know if you guys do as much as I do. Good. Come back to your downward dog. It's okay if your heels aren't touching the ground just yet. And then inhale and come into a plank. Reach the heels to the back of the room. Bring the armpits of your elbows to face the front of the room. And then take a big inhale and exhale, lower all the way down to the ground. Uncurl the toes, inhale, cobra. Roll the shoulders back and down. Keep the elbows tight to the core. And exhale all the way down. Curl the toes underneath you, press up into a plank. And then exhale, down dog. Let's hold down dog for 3 breaths here. And then walk your feet all the way to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Exhale, forward fold. Drop that head like it's really heavy. And then inhale all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. That was a variation of sun salutation A. So we're going to do that a couple more times. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold and step back. Inhale at the top of the plank and exhale all the way down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Hold for 3 breaths. And on your next inhale, walk up to the mat or jump up if you'd like already. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Then inhale all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, big, feel the lungs expand, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, jump or step back. Inhale at the top of the plank, and exhale all the way down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. On your next inhale, walk up to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Let's hang out here in this forward fold. Widen your stance just a tad so that your feet are just as shoulder width apart or hips width apart. Grab opposite elbows and swing from side to side. Bring your weight onto the balls of your feet, getting a deeper stretch in the low back and the hamstrings. Sway side to side. You could even aim your elbow towards the back of the room as you swing to one side. That adds a little bit more range of motion. You can lift the heel off of the ground as you move to the opposite side, whatever feels good. We're pairing maybe more complex pose with a lot of mellow time here, so this is just as important as all the fancy poses. Place the hands back onto the ground. Bring your feet a little bit closer together and then roll up one vertebrae at a time, all the way up. And then roll those shoulders back and down. Let's get 2 shoulder rolls. Really articulate through the shoulders. Bring them nice and high, and then exhale them back. Good. And now we're gonna inhale our arms up to the ceiling, and exhale, bring our hips back to sit down in our chair. Wiggle the toes, make sure the weight's situated on the balls of your feet near your heels. Drag the knees out just a tad. Sink a little bit lower. And then exhale, forward fold, drop the knees. Extend the knees, drop the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold and jump back into a plank. Exhale, chaturanga all the way down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, bring your knee to your chest. And then plant the foot on the ground for a nice lizard lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms up towards the ceiling for a nice low crescent lunge. You can drop your knee on the ground if you need to. We're gonna bring our hands to heart center. We're gonna lengthen and lean forward. And we're gonna bring our left elbow to the outside of our right knee for a twist. If that's too much, you can just stay leaning forward. So you're gonna inhale, lengthen and exhale, press into that leg as you take your gaze to the opposite side of the room or to the ceiling. Press that left heel back. Come back to center with hands to heart center. Good, that's a great deep, deep glute and hip stretch. Reach the arms up to the ceiling once more. And then exhale, plant the hands on the inside of the right leg. And bring the right foot to meet your left. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, look up. And exhale, down dog. Let's pedal our feet out here in down dog a little bit. And inhale, left leg up to the ceiling. And then bring the knee to the chest. And drop that foot down with control. Inhale, sweep the arms up. You can lower that knee down again if you need. Draw the pelvis in so that the hips are facing down. Shoulders away from the ears. Bring the hands to heart center. Lean forward. And twist. So this is a little trust of balance here. Press back with that right heel. And come back to center. Extend those arms and exhale, plant those hands down. Left foot comes to meet the right. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Take your time here with these poses. And then exhale, downward dog. Pedal out the legs. If you need more of a stretch in the bottoms of the feet, you can really come onto the toes here. Now, bring the heels towards the ground. Take 3 breaths in downward dog. Inhale, lift the heels up. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, and then exhale, jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, reach all the way up. Keep the hands up, facing the ceiling. And then exhale, shoot the hips down for chair pose. Gonna hold here for just a little bit. So I'm gonna ask you guys to trust your balance a little bit more. In chair, you're gonna start shifting your weight to your left foot so that it can support you when you lift your right leg off the ground and step back into a lunge. It's okay if it does not look pretty. Good. If you come out of that knee bend, come straight back down. Breathe. Bring the hands to heart center. We're going straight to that twist. If you want to extend your arms, you can always do that for a deeper stretch. Okay, if you have the arms out, bring them back to the heart. And we're going to come to standing in a twisted lunge. Hands up are at heart center. Extend the arms, reaching to opposite sides of the room. A little wobbly, that's okay. And then I'll ask you to pivot your hands all the way down to the mat so that they're inside of your left foot. Here, you can always lower this back knee if you need to. I'm gonna keep mine up. And I'm gonna walk my left foot farther out to the left side of the mat. We're gonna come into lizard lunge. So I'll drop my back knee and I'm gonna drop my forearms to the ground. If that's not available to you, you can always stay on the palms, it's no big deal. It's a deep, deep glute stretch. Let your head hang heavy. And just like we talked about at the beginning of class, breathing into the points of tension here. So use that victorious breath to breathe a little warmth and lightness to that spot of tension. And if you were on your forearms, come back to your palms. Curl the toes behind you. If your knee was on the ground, lift that knee up. Scoot that left foot back in a little closer. And we're gonna pivot onto our right heel and extend the right hand up for a side lunge. So a way to modify this would be to come onto the thigh with the elbow. And then exhale, plant that right hand down to the mat. And let's bring our right foot up to match our left and come into a yogi squat, malasana. Keep those legs bent, you got it. Bring the hands to heart center and drive the inner thigh out with your elbows. Keeping that long spine. It's really easy to hunch over here, but keep that long, long, long spine. I love this pose because it's very grounding and it's easy to come back to your breath here. So let's take 3 really intentional breaths. You got a little distracted. This is a perfect place to come back to this moment. And inhale, stand all the way up. Shake your legs out if you need. Shake the arms out if you need. And then bring your feet just hips distance apart. Some people like to have them a little bit closer together for chair, but I like to have them just as wide as my hips. Inhale the arms up to the sky, and exhale, bring the hips back. Shift your weight over to the right foot. And exhale, bring that foot back for a lunge. Trust yourself here. Little leap of faith. Bring the hands heart center and exhale, twist. Again, always available if you want to open up your arms here, but that's just this extra modification. Bring that torso up so that you're in a standing twisted lunge. Extend the arms to the front and back of the room. Draw that heel back. Sink a little bit lower into this pose. And then pivot your hands all the way down to the ground. Walk that right foot out to the edge of your mat. Bring the knee down if you like. And we'll do lizard on this side. So if you're a little bit tighter, it's okay if you can't reach the forearms down. I don't know if I can, but always try to get the forearm closest to the leg in front down first. If you bring the one farther away from the knee, you're likely not getting a great stretch. So even if you're trying to work that right elbow down, that's good. Come back up to your palms, curl the toes behind you, and swing that left leg over for another yogi squat at the top of your mat. Another awesome time to be intentional with our 3 breaths here. We don't have to worry about which way we're moving, what twist we're in. And inhale, stand all the way up. Shake out those legs if you need to. Maybe you feel a little lightheaded. You're holding your breath. Let's inhale, roll our shoulders up to our ears, and exhale, release them behind you. Inhale up to the ears, exhale, release them behind you. Good. Super simple exercise that I should be doing every day too, so maybe y'all can do that with me. Let's inhale our arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. And take a moment here. Inhale, thankfulness. And exhale. Inhale, take the arms up again, creating a nice path with your arms. Bring the hands to heart center, and exhale, bow down all the way to the mat. Hands find the ground. Let that head hang heavy, and then step back into a plank. We're gonna try something here. I'm gonna bring my toes to touch, big toes to touch, and shift my weight over to the outside of my right foot and come into a side plank. And the variation with side plank today will be that I'm gonna bring my left foot to cross over and be right in front of me here on the mat. So bending that left knee and having it as a little kickstand here. to allow me to bring my hips up even higher and feel a really deep stretch on the outside of my left glute. You're driving that left knee out. Good. Find the floor with the left hand, and then just shift into a lunge from that position. Yeah, so a little confusing there, but so here I am in the lunge. I'm going to swing my arms up so that I'm in a crescent lunge, and then extend both knees. Pyramid pose. Drop your arms. Grasp them behind your back. Bring those shoulder blades to touch. So both of my feet are facing forward. They're like trains on a train track, right? Two straight lines. Keep those shoulders back and down and reach the arms for the floor. Now I'm gonna hinge forward, keeping my hips moving back, feeling a nice deep stretch in that hamstring. You can take the arms up higher if you like, as you bring your chest closer to your knee. This is called intense side angle, side stretch, for a reason. Inhale back up to standing, release this grip. And then we're gonna fold forward once more without the hands. So you're just gonna fold forward, find the floor with your hands. You can be on your fingertips to try to keep that spine long, or you can just reach your arms behind you and try to bring your forehead to the knee. Okay, good. Bend that left knee and come into a deep lunge once more. Place that right hand firmly onto the mat and inhale, lift the left arm up towards the sky. Exhale, hand back down to the mat. Left foot meets your right at the back of a plank. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale down. I'll invite you guys here. If you want to add a little bit of difficulty or more intense of a stretch, you can do dolphin pose and come down to your forearms, or you can stay in downward dog. We're just gonna hold this for 3 breaths. And so if you were in dolphin, come back to down dog. And then shift your weight to your palms and come back to a plank. So we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna shift my weight over to the outside of my left foot and come into side plank. Inhale, right knee to chest, and then exhale, plant it on the mat. So that your right foot acts as a kickstand and allows you to lift those hips up towards the ceiling, getting a nice stretch on the outside of your behind. Press that right foot into the ground, lift the hips up a little bit higher. Right hand finds the floor, pivot onto the ball of the left foot and come into a lunge. There we go, that was a little better said. Plant the left hand into the ground and inhale, reach that right hand up towards the ceiling, twisted lunge here. Place the right hand on the mat And let's extend that right leg and bring the left leg a little bit closer. I almost forgot this stretch on this side. Oopsie. Inhale, stand all the way up. So we have our train tracks. Our balance is set. That's the first thing we want before we hinge forward. Interlace your hands behind your back. Maybe you remember the grip you had last time. Try to switch that. Shoulder blades back and down. This is a big chest opener, heart opener. If this is as far as you can come, then that's great. We're going to try to go a little bit lower. Freeze wherever you need to. You can bring the arms up high. Go ahead and do that. If not, just leave them on your low back. Inhale, come up, release that grip. Woo. Shake the wrist out. And then we're gonna fold again. Find the floor with your hands. Shake out your neck for me. Maybe you're holding some tension there in your jaw. I know this can be a difficult pose for some of us, so again, just breathe into that space. Bend that right knee. Scoot the left leg back. So you're in a nice little lunge. And then let's just bring our right foot to meet our left and go through a vinyasa. Lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog, and exhale, down dog. One more time. If you want to do dolphin, go for it. If you want to stay in this downward dog, you can. This time we're going to hold for 5 breaths. If you're in dolphin, try to still aim those heels for the ground. And after your 5th deep breath, you can drop the knees to the ground. Widen the knees as far as you'd like for a child's pose. You'll reach the arms out long, or you can have them by your side. Whatever feels better. This is more of a shoulder stretch. Having the arms by your side will be a little bit of a break for those shoulders. Rock your head side to side on the mat, rolling from left to right on your forehead. Beginning to notice any changes you might feel. A little bit loose, hopefully not frustrated or angry or tense. If you are, take a big deep breath and let it go. Inhale and exhale, reach forward just a little bit more, maybe an inch or a centimeter more, just to get a deeper stretch. In the armpits towards the mat. Slow down that breathing just a little bit. Good, now walk your hands closer to your knees so that you're sitting on your knees in hero's pose. This is just going to serve as a transition for us to cross our ankles and come to our butt. We are slowing down. So make yourself some room to lie back on your back. I'm going to cross my right ankle over my left thigh and freeze here. Press that knee away from you. So just here, you might feel a stretch. Flex the right foot and press that right knee out. Once you feel that strong positioning, now you can reach for the left thigh and pull that left thigh in towards your chest. You can extend the left leg or keep it bent, really whatever feels better. And make this active, rock side to side, working through the kinks in this position. Now aim that right foot for the ground by your left side. I know that sounds kind of funny, but we're twisting in this position. So you're finding the floor with that right foot. Good, you guys all look like you have it. So now you might feel a long stretch from your right shoulder to your right hip. Keep driving that right knee out. Good, extend the arms into a T if you'd like. And take your gaze over to the right side. And bring your legs back to center, uncross that right foot. And let's do the same thing on the opposite side. So first, let's gain our bearings. Let's cross that ankle over, flex that left foot, and then drive that left knee out. Once we have that positioning, we'll reach for our right thigh and pull that right thigh in towards our chest. Make sure you take a little rock from side to side. Get some motion into this pose. That helps sometimes relieve some tension. And then find the floor with that left foot. So bring it across the body. Keep driving that left knee out. And bring the arms to a T. Take your gaze to the left. Bring your feet back to center. Let's give our legs a little squeeze. A nice big hug to finish off our practice. Inhale and then exhale, relax, Shavasana. So find a really comfortable position so that you don't have to think. Close your eyes. Flip your palms towards the sky or on your belly. Let your legs flop open in a comfortable position. No need to focus on breathing in through the nose and exhaling through the nose now. Just let it come to you how it normally does. If you still feel a little tension in the neck, give yourself a little sway from right to left, and then settle in the middle. Reach the fingertips away from your ears and let your shoulders be pulled away from them too, creating some space in the neck. Keep inhaling that warmth into your body and exhaling really anything that's taking you away from being happy and warm, peaceful, still. Whenever you're ready, start bringing a little life into your fingertips and your toes. A gentle movement to wake you up, not a jolt. You can reach your arms above your head or bend your knees as slowly as you need. I'll be waiting for you all in the seated position, seated comfortable position. Let's inhale the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. And then let's push the arms out like molasses, moving through molasses. Inhale the arms back up. Let's do that one more time. And exhale, push the arms out. Good. Now inhale and exhale, keep the hands in heart center. Thank you guys so much for coming today, little family. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you guys. Sorry, I got a little laugh attack there in the beginning. You all are, oh shoot. You all are unmuted.
That was fun.
Thank you guys.